Hi, my name is Olivia Hatton. I am going to critique my performance in speeches 1 and 2 and COMM 203, as well as some of the performances by my peers in my class. One thing that I thought I did that was good in speech 1 and 2 is that I spoke very clearly and I didn't stumble over my words. I also thought that in both of the speeches I maintained a decently calm and collected stance. I didn't move around a lot. I used my hands to communicate, but not any more than I would in a natural setting where I was just talking to a small group of people. There are a few no-nos that I noticed that I did in my speeches, and one of them is using the word I didn't realize how much I used that word. Actually, I thought I really didn't use it at all because I was flying through my speech as I had memorized it, but I realized that I used it very quickly in sometimes half a second spaces. I also noticed, especially in speech 2, that I looked down at my note cards for comfort when I didn't necessarily need to, and it kind of broke up the flow of the speech when I should have just been confident and continued to talk without looking down. The third thing that I noticed, especially in speech 1, that I didn't really like was I made a lot of eye contact with the sky or the top of people's heads instead of looking into their eyes directly, and I would like to correct all of these things. Of those 3 no-nos, I would rank the factor as the number 1 thing that I should get rid of in my speeches. The second thing that I would think is most important to get rid of is looking down at my note cards for comfort, and the third most important thing to get rid of is looking up at the sky when talking, only because I felt like I did a better job at making eye contact in speech 2. Out of the people in my group for speech 2, I chose to critique Zoe. I think Zoe has a great presence and performance whenever she's speaking. She speaks very loud, but not too loud, and in a way that is direct and demands the attention of the audience. Zoe also uses a lot of animation with her body. She's very expressive in a way that isn't distracting but actually pulls the audience in, and I would like to do more of that in my speeches. My advice for Zoe for speeches 3 and 4 would just be to take a breath and slow down a little bit. Sometimes she slurs or messes up her words just because she is going so fast and is such a good communicator that sometimes when she is just saying the words, they literally kind of fall over each other because they are coming out kind of fast. The second person that I'm going to critique that was actually not in my speech 2 group is Everett. I think Everett does a really good job of maintaining eye contact and engaging the audience, and since that's something that I didn't do that great at in the speech 1 as far as my eye contact goes, I would like to do that in a future speech. Everett also addresses his audience with a voice that is very relatable, like he's talking to a friend, instead of having a voice that sounds robotic. I would like to incorporate more of that in my speech for 3 and 4 because sometimes I think that I can sound a little monotone. One thing Everett could practice to do better in speeches 3 and 4 is to avoid swaying from side to side when he is trying to stand still. Now I am going to perform some of my no-no behaviors so that I can be mentally aware of them whenever I am doing them. The first issue that I want to address is eye contact. So I'm just going to read a little excerpt from speech 1 and show that. My mom was in the hospital planning to name me Olivia June when she realized that if she named me Olivia June, I would have the initials of a cold-blooded killer. The second no-no I want to demonstrate is my overusage of the word Unfortunately, we know that while every day is someone's first, it's almost someone's last. On September 29th, 1995, a vocalist and pianist from Houston named Seeger Ellis died. The third no-no I want to address is looking down at my note cards when it's not necessary because I'm nervous. I'm a senior here at Texas A&M, and if I pass this class, I will graduate in May 2018. I grew up in a place called Beaumont, Texas, which is right next to the border of Louisiana. My home is an interesting place. Those are my critiques of myself and my classmates. Hopefully we can all learn from them to excel even more in speeches 3 and 4.